I like that this song doesn't follow what a lot of Chapter songs does. I sound like such an idiot when I talk. I like that this one sounds like it does. My favorite part about the song is the way that it sounds like it's this song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, you don't, because that means nothing.
I was just being nice.
I'm Josh Hour.
I'm Jerad Atherton.
And we are Chapters.
We had put out Photograph, the first single from Chapter 6, and we were writing the remaining tracks, the majority of which were very cinematic. They're big and epic. We had a conversation over the phone. We should do like a simple Elliott Smith, folky kind of a track.
Try something different.
And you were like, yeah, maybe, I don't know. And then by like noon, you had the song. Oh yeah, I think I wrote a whole new song completely, and
it was more like, you mean something like this? Would this work? We had that conversation, and I was inspired by what you had put up in Dropbox. But
so you did something totally different.
So I said, well, let's just write a whole new song.
Our love for Bright Eyes, Elliott Smith, Jon Brion, and
Aimee Mann, Jenny Lewis.
That came through.
I would say this is the fastest song we've ever done. Nope, can't say that. It's the fastest we've ever recorded. Fastest we've ever... Jerad, help.
Some songs take a long time to develop.
There it is.
And this one did not.
Yeah, I think start to finish, we did this one in...
It was within 2 weeks.
I think it was.
For sure.
Yeah.
It was under that.
Yeah.
And part of that was just because we had some fun and partnered with some friends of ours. Dan Bailey played drums. We had steel guitar on it.
Yeah, I met Austin Fields right when we moved here, and he came over and killed it.
First thing you hear is actually him doing some atmosphere.
Whenever I'm working with people and producing them and I'm not playing, I like to have them do one track at the end. I just say, I'm going to press record and just play whatever the heck you want to. I don't care if it's in time. I don't care if it's in key. Just play and see what happens.
Go crazy.
And sometimes it's hilarious what people do. Other times, the gold comes out. When you don't have the pressure of, oh, I have to get this right, stuff that you would never play ends up making it in the track. My friend Grant lives here in town. Ridiculous piano player. We were going to get some coffee, and it was right around the same time that this song came out of nowhere. So I thought, shoot, man, why don't I just bring you coffee? We'll hang at your studio and you can track on it. The dude sits down and plays it like it's his own song all the way through, first time. Working with amazing musicians is both humbling and also so life-giving.
We had Dan Bailey play on this.
Yeah, so we shared that studio space in California and both moved out at the same time. I came out here to Tennessee, set up my studio, and he built out a full studio in his garage. And the timing just worked out perfect. I wrote him and said, hey, I want to be your first client, and sent him the track. Within an hour, he gave me something back.
First song that he tracked in his new space.
Yeah, and it was like, all right, well, that was easy.
You sent me a demo, and it was this, basically. You had a guitar part, just like this, and you had a vocal concept in your head, how to stack those vocals, and the lyrics that you had at the time, it immediately captivated me. How'd you write this?
You know how in a movie you'll have these different plot lines that kind of overlap in places, but they're separate?
Like Seinfeld.
Yeah, so I took the Seinfeld approach. I don't know, I'm trying to take a couple different things and see where they overlap. And I think this is the first song that I did that successfully. I've got a little bit of our past with my daughter Rowan and some of her story in there. And then I have a little bit of like the second verse is more about our move here to Nashville.
Woke up over green covered hills, standing as still as the morning. I felt once like a stranger here, standing in somebody's story.
That's among my favorite lyrics of the song.
I wrote that in this room looking out at those trees. Kind of that thought of, how am I here? How did this happen? You know?
We're here at the cabin studio.
Yeah. The hills here are just covered in trees. They're beautiful, and you can kind of get lost in it in a good way, just staring at it. You know, like, gosh, there's so much life around here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little bit of fear in my daughter's story and what we went through with her. Fear that story's not done, and there's going to be more stuff that comes up with her and her health, and there's fear that comes in when you move to a new place and you're starting over, and you have to let go of a lot of your securities back at home to start this new version of life out here. And so there's just so much parallel theming there to me that it's very easy to write about.
Yeah. Everybody at some point or another feels like an outsider, feels alone, or feels like a stranger making some kind of change in your life. I mean, these are universal things.
Absolutely. And the chorus is the intersection where both of the stories meet. It's the anchor of the song. Okay, dude, talk about that vocal.
I got a new guitar, an old guitar, 1964 Harmony H126,
Sure.
I think is what it is, if there's any guitar nerds that are listening to this that care. I was looking for the most messed up, dark acoustic sound that I could get and afford without it being a 1930s Martin or something. But it came with a pickup. So I sang that melody into the pickup of the acoustic, plugged in direct into my computer, which of course sounded terrible. The pickup is really noisy, it's buzzing like crazy, and then direct into the computer, it was not inspiring.
Sure.
But it had something, so I reamped it into a Fender Spring Reverb, cranked the reverb, and the secret sauce is this cassette deck. And you remember when we used to listen to cassette tapes back in the day, you could do all these little tricks if you want. If you ripped off the front cover and you put your finger on the cassette when it was playing, you could slow it down if you want. You could put magnets on the cassette tape and it would warble in and out. And then if you could touch the cassette while it was playing and jiggle it, the pitch would come up and down and warble.
Did you do any of this stuff?
Yeah, I did.
I was too busy skateboarding.
So I have this cassette deck thing that does all of that, has the noise, and ran it through there.
I thought it was so interesting that I flew it to the intro.
Right. All of a sudden we had a hook.
Yeah.
That was the point when everything kind of locked into place as an arrangement.
There's something beautiful and haunting about that part, don't you think?
Yeah, it brings a little bit of balance.
Well, I think it complements the lyrics too. Love it.
Omnichord to open up those new sections. And an omnichord, people might not know what that is, but Yamaha made a electric version of an auto harp. Weird and kind of toyish, and it's really cool.
It's awesome.
I was listening to Black Keys' Too Afraid to Love You, and it's written around this old harpsichord.
Right.
I couldn't get that out of my head. I just kept hearing harpsichord would add just the top end on that melody line. I think it would be great.
I remember you texting me about that, and I'm like, oh boy, he's lost it. This is not going to work out.
I think,
I never would have thought this would work, but it actually adds a lot to the part. This is, again, straight out of Goonies, dude. This is out of Goonies. This is when they finally find Willie, dude. You got the ship, and you got all the water, and that's what is playing in the background, I promise you.
I recorded a bunch of Vox organ sounds, Hammond B3.
And I
pretty sure we didn't use any of it.
Yeah, I trashed all of it, sorry.
Yep. That's the pain of the process.
More me.
I'm really proud of this song.
Yeah, I am too. I like that it's a little bit different for us I mean, you put that song up against Photograph, very different.
Right.
But it still sounds like Chapters to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Special to us.
I actually really love your vocal on this song.
Do you listen to me while you try to sleep?
This is getting awkward.
Woke up with the world in your eyes, sure as the light of the morning. Look up, not a cloud in the sky, but how they appear without warning. When you came along and I sang you a song. Green covered hills, standing as still as the morning. I felt once like a stranger here, standing in somebody's story. When you came along and I sang you a song. On my tongue and stood in the calm of commotion, and I'll write you a song of your own, painted in every emotion. And you sang along and I played you a song, and you wouldn't be long.
Thanks for listening. We have a lot more of these episodes coming soon, so make sure to hit subscribe and follow. You can always find the latest information on the podcast and all of our new releases at wearechapters.com.